from Monroe City, Missouri. If you haven't heard of it, don't worry. You're not the only one. Right about there, that's where it is. That's all you need to know, because that's all that's in the town. I go to Missouri University of Science and Technology. It was formerly known as University of Missouri-Rolla. Most people know it as that still. I'm majoring in Information Science and Technology, or IST for short. I still have 3 more semesters there, which 4.5 years, but it's doing pretty good for a Rolla student. I'm going to be a second-year RA, and I also actively participate in the intramural sports at our college offers. After I graduate in December, I plan on just going straight to graduate school, get my master's in IST, and then finding a job. Alright, the group name I was in was translation. My director was Marcy Baxley, and my manager is Tammy Ames in the back there. And my buddy Coletta Staggers, she can't be here because she thought I was presenting myself at 10:30. It happened. The project names I was working on, I worked on abbreviated dialing code audit and cleanup. I'll explain more about the ADCs. These are 3 of the probably ones you'll run across. 511 is for traffic information. The one I could find was Georgia. 811 is the call before you dig. It just makes it a little easier so you don't have to find your local number that you have to call. And 211 is United Way Outreach. Just a little description about it. My first project I had to do, I got an audit from the Lucent Nortel switches, and what it came out with was a list of all the ADCs and all the switches, and what translated number it went to. And I checked that with the database that we had called Troll, and if it wasn't in there, then I made a list, and I made a test call to validate that number. If it was a valid number, I just went ahead and entered it into our database. But if it wasn't valid, then I had to talk to the owner of the switch, and we figured out what the problem was, and we fixed it. My second project was just a cleanup of Troll, our database. They had a lot of duplicates in there. It had a lot of the same ADCs with the same translated number. The only thing that was different was the switches. So we just combined all of them and made a list of the different switches that are in the description. And that cut down the entries from 3,095 to 1,678 entries. Some of the results from the effort is decrease the number of potential trouble tickets. It's kind of confusing on Troll, so you might have a trouble ticket after that. Also, rework and validation to ensure billing accuracy. Here pretty soon they're going to go through our database and figure out where they need to start billing people. Some things I learned. Technical skills, there wasn't much that I learned, but I did learn how to maintain a database. I haven't been able to do that yet. The communication skills I learned, I'm able to tell what an ADC is and why we use it. An ADC is abbreviated dialing code, like I said, and they can be government mandated, such as the 711 ADC. It's for the telecommunications relay services, and what it is that for the people who are hearing impaired, they have to have the same rights as for us who aren't hearing impaired, and so they have an operator in the middle that would translate it onto a machine, and they can call pretty much any number, including a 1-900 number. Just pictures of what the operator is thinking. And the worst part about that is you can't talk to anybody about it. You sign a contract saying, whatever I hear, I keep to myself. So they have all of that bottled up inside them. Not a job for me. Why we have ADCs? Like I said, some are government mandated, but some of them providing easier dialing, such as emergencies or for the 811, for instance, you don't have to find your local one, you just dial in 811. Radio contest, that's the one I related to the most, I guess. If you want to be the 7th caller, instead of having to dial that long number in, all you have to do is hit *97, and you're right there. They can either be nationwide, statewide, or county-specific. Also, what I learned is about translations as a whole. I got to job shadow under Nortel, Lucent, Iden, and Long Distance. And using all 4 of those job shadowing, I was able to learn about translation. And I learned, well, I'm never going to make a phone call and not think about what's going on there. My views on this internship, what I valued most was the people aspect. My last internship, I was at AT&T in St. Louis, and I sat in a cubicle and nobody ever visited me. If somebody wanted something, they would send me an email. I had somebody walk by my cubicle to a cubicle right next to me, didn't say hi, and then got on the instant messenger there and told me good morning. That's right. And here, I have people interact with me. I have people from on the other side of the room that will come and say good morning to me and ask how it's going. And Sprint also has the most robust intern program. AT&T didn't do anything. They didn't say get together with other interns. Sprint provided us something like 3 times a week where you could get with other interns. That was very good. And if somebody asked me what my experience was here, some of it was great. I felt like I was really part of the team. I got to do real work, and it was just a lot of fun. So I'd like to thank my team for that. Also, it was really easy to go from campus life, since Sprint has a campus here, it was a lot easier to navigate, I think, kind of straight from college. And that picture was taken of Raleigh a year and a half ago when we had the anthrax and bomb scare. Our big thing.